What is up, everyone? Happy April 1st. Hope you all are doing great. And it's a very exciting day. So I'm just kind of letting everything roll in here in a second. Hold on. It takes a minute to get my stuff connected here. So tonight we're just going to kind of chat. I don't have a guest set up for tonight. So I wanted to talk about haunted locations specifically, and I kind of wanted to talk about like the more of the details. But before we get into that, I do want to remind everybody, and I'm just going to pull this up here. Let's see. So if you didn't know, I have 2 events that I'm hosting, and one of them sold out. So if you go to my Facebook, you can look under events, and I will be hosting a couple events, just trying this out. So you'll see here that we have the Unveil Paranormal public event that sold out April 23rd. So just know that that's at the Rhodes Hotel. And then the Paracafe, 101 Paracafe, still has tickets. So if you're interested in that, just go to Eventbrite, type in Unveil Paranormal, and just go to the event, and then you can purchase that way. I may do a sale coming soon, but I did want to let everybody know that tickets are still available for that event. So I hope everybody is doing really good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody's saying hello, welcome, appreciate it. So, okay, so we've talked multiple different times about, haunted locations and, all the different types of locations you have. You have the ones that you book, you have the ones that are free and easy to get in, and then you have ones that are like residentials and all that. So I basically just wanted to talk a wide variety about locations. And so the first thing is I do want everybody to be interactive in this show. I would appreciate that if you were, because I'd like to kind of get everybody else's opinions and thoughts on locations when it comes to what are the best locations, what are the worst locations. Do you prefer residentials? Do you prefer booking, going to places that are huge? Do you prefer hospitals? Do you prefer any of that stuff? So this is really an interactive show for tonight for you to kind of tell me what you really enjoy when it comes to haunted locations. Some people's favorite haunted location are the free ones, such as cemeteries. Those are usually free. Sometimes you have to call in advance to let the sheriff's department know that you're going to be there, because some towns are a little more about it. Some towns aren't. So, I'm not showing any more comments. Let me fix this. There we go. All right, there we go. Let me know if my mic is not working correctly. I was in a meeting last weekend and my mic was not working right. So if the mic is not working correctly, let me know. I've been having mic issues. I'm just going to look here to see. Yep, you can hear me. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Awesome. So, guys, let's talk about residentials first and foremost. So, a residential, if you don't know, most of you probably know this, but a residential is when you have a family or a business owner. I would consider a business owner too. Anybody that owns a location that's not on the market when it comes to haunted locations. And they are reaching out to you for several reasons. 1, they just want answers. 2, they want help. So they're reaching out to you for different reasons. Sometimes like they're not scared or anything like that, and they just want some validation on things that they experienced. And most of the time we find that it's families that want help. They want to get rid of whatever is bothering them and their family. And residentials are probably, in some ways, my favorite. I need to move my camera down too. Sorry, guys. My camera just looks way off. That looks better. Okay. So residentials are probably like one of my favorites in certain ways. So I personally love helping people out. That's one of my favorite things to do. One second. I just want to see something here because something's not showing up on my screen. Purchase that way. Okay. It wasn't showing up right on the screen. So that would be one reason why, one of the reasons why I love residentials. I love actually helping people, okay? Regardless of what you hear. Hey, Jeremy, thanks. Welcome. Regardless of anything you've ever heard or whatever, residentials are probably the most important investigations you'll do in the field. If you're not investigating residentials, you should. I think everyone should experience it, only if they're the right someone. Not everybody is made for residentials. Some people, they don't have. You want to think of everybody as caring and kind, but not everybody's that way. Some people are very more into what they want in themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. They don't need to be doing residentials. You need to have the right team on residentials at all times. Anytime I've done a residential, if I was asked to go on a residential, I would just go on the residential usually. And I don't charge for any of those residentials. Yeah, Jeremy, feel free to chime in because that's what I'm looking for. I want the audience to chime in on locations. We're going to talk about residentials. I want to talk about locations that are free, and I want to talk about locations that are not free. So feel free to hang out with me and chime in. But you can't, you got to have people that understand people on residentials, okay? I hear this all the time from paranormal investigators. And this is one reason I really wanted to have this show, is because I wanted to unveil the truth behind the paranormal field, because there is so much positive, but there's so much not so positive. And there's a lot of situations that come up continuously. So we're going to talk about who should not be at a residential. Don't take the person that wants to provoke to a residential. I don't care if they're your team lead. I don't care who they are, what their position is. Don't take them. Okay, period. Right? So it makes no sense at all to take somebody who's like, let's go in and start shit, like, don't. Don't take the person who acts like it's all about them. Okay, they're always the one that's being attacked. They're always the one that's, they feel it, they see it, they have, there are people out there who have gifts, 100%. Obviously, 100%. But it's not about the investigators that are there. It's about the family, and that's what you need to stay focused on. So residentials are so important, because if a family's having problems and they go to the wrong team and the wrong members go and show up, they're not going to trust anybody in the field. Anybody in the field. And anybody can be in this field. You do not have to be somebody famous. You do not have to be somebody with experience. Anybody can be a part of this field. Anybody. Don't matter who you are, what's your background. Anybody can be a part of this field. There's no like resume you got to fill out. Like, anybody can be involved, which is scary and kind of makes things interesting at the same time. So that's just something to keep in mind, guys. So when you're putting together a team now, like I said, when I go to an investigation, when I'm invited to a residential, I go. I don't charge. When I am putting together a residential, when somebody reaches out to me and I do what I do, or I feel like we need to bring a team along. Now, thankfully, I'm now a part of things, and being a part of things has a huge network of resources. Yeah, that's true, Jeremy. We can find out really quick, like who's meant for the field and who's not, real quick, right? So, but anyways, like with being part of things, I now have a whole network that I can reach out to. So when I'm getting these calls or texts or messages or whatever about, I have other people I can reach to. And it's not that I'm not capable of doing each and every one of the residentials, but there's different people of different backgrounds with different expertise that can contribute. So that has been like the biggest help ever, to join things and have that network. When I didn't have that network, it was a lot harder to get the right people to help in the right cases. The more people I learn about in the field, the more people, I learn about you. That's why I follow everybody. That's why, I don't burn bridges in the field. At least I try not to burn bridges in the field, because everybody can contribute in some way. Okay. I'm only going to burn a bridge if I really think it's worth it. But I usually don't do that. Guys. So as always, if you do ever need residential services, always reach out to me. That's fine. Even if you're not in my area, I will help you find somebody who I think is credible, but you don't have to take my opinion. Take your own opinion however you want. Hi, Rodney. Thank you. Thanks for dropping in. We're going to talk about all things haunted locations. Right now we're talking about residentials. We're going to talk about the ones you pay for, and then we're going to talk about free ones. So that's kind of about residentials a little bit. So if you want to chime in on residentials or bring residentials up again, that's fine. I'm going to pan over to free investigation places, because guys, there's a huge difference between the places you can look and the free ones. Okay. There's a huge, huge, huge difference. So free location is obviously just what most of us did as teenagers. We just got in our cars, gathered up our friends, took off in the middle of nowhere. If you live in the Midwest where I live, you took off to the middle of nowhere, found a random cemetery, because we have cemeteries all over, just randomly placed in the country around here. And you just went on little ghost hunts at a cemetery or at an old schoolhouse. We have a lot of old schoolhouses that are just, the little one-room schoolhouses just still standing out in the middle of nowhere. Some get tore down, some haven't. I don't know what determines, I guess whoever owns the property can make that determination. Schoolhouses, old abandoned houses. And so that's what you would do, or you investigate your own house, or you get the Ouija board out and be like, guys, let's do this at a slumber party or something. Like, that's free investigation. Nobody has to pay anything. Nobody has to travel super far. You're investigating like your local areas. Usually, I don't know. Does anybody out there actually travel a decent way away to do a free investigation that's not in the market? We're going to call it in the market, okay? Because there's a big difference for those locations in the market. You try not to do they're sacred. Rodney, I somewhat agree with you. I used to not do cemeteries at all. I've had a lot of crazy experiences at cemeteries, especially when I was a teenager and when I was just going there for a thrill. And so I agree with you that they're sacred. I do. So usually now, if I do a cemetery, I almost feel like I have to be extra sensitive. It doesn't feel like the same as going to haunted location or anything else like that. It just feels kind of like, but sometimes I'll do cemetery walks, and I usually go live when I do those. So that's one thing that I do cemetery walks, but that's not me like investigating. That's just me walking through the cemetery and chatting because with you and with you guys on live or whatever, because it's just comfortable to walk through the cemetery. Like it's not scary usually. And I usually don't go at night. I usually go during the day. So, because I don't want like cops showing up and be like, who's this chick just walking through the cemetery, you know, like at midnight or something. So I go during the day and I just kind of walk around and we'll just chit chat. Usually if I have something on my mind or something, you know, I'll go live. Oh, you think I need to be cautious of that? I don't know. Maybe I should. There was a jail I did a couple years ago that was free, but it's free. Oh, you don't think it's free anymore? Jeremy, you and I both know it probably ain't free anymore. I don't know which jail it is. It's now being advertised for a couple events, so I imagine it's no longer. Yeah. Guys, people who have haunted locations can make a lot of freaking money. I'm sorry. They're making, you pay $200 for a hotel room a night. You pay, well, I live in the Midwest, so it's cheap around here. So you pay $500 to $1,000 for rent for a month. You pay $1,000 a night for haunted location. Okay. Don't play me like y'all poor, okay? I'm just going to say it. But we're talking about free ones right now. And you know what? I'm thankful for the locations we can book. I am thankful. I really am. But don't be playing like y'all ain't got money, okay? I mean, if you play your cards right. I know if you run it as a business, it's an expensive hobby. Yes, 100%, Jeremy. It's an expensive hobby. Okay, for sure. But I will say, if you run it as a business, you probably do have extra expenses or whatnot. But in general, if you look at it from a marketing, real estate standpoint, they got the rental aspect figured out. Same thing as renting any type of amusement park or like big entertainment thing, because that's what it is. It's entertainment, you know. 200 to 300, Rodney. I want to know your list of locations for 200 to 300. Give us a list that only charge 200 to 300, because I like those prices. Oh, so much. So anyways, guys, yeah. So, but you know, it is what it is. So anyways, it's free location. So when you do cemeteries, of course, be sure to let your local sheriff's department know you're going to be there. The problem is you're going to come across a lot of communities, especially here in the Midwest, I would say probably more in the smaller communities. I don't think they like it as much. I mean, I feel like I've only called a sheriff's department once. Any other time I've been to a cemetery at night was with a team. So that was on the team to call. I did go to a cemetery. Oh God, it was like, I don't know, an hour away. And police officers did show up because the neighbors complained. And that was a very weird night. Because the team I went with was actually supposed to be hosting an event there, but did not tell the city they were going to be there. So don't do that. Don't host an event somewhere and then not tell the city you're going to be there at a cemetery. Because you might get kicked out and your event might get canceled. That was really embarrassing too, by the way. But I just, you know, that's just what happens. You know, that's kind of what I want to do, is I kind of just want to tell you guys what you need to do. You don't sneak on people's properties. I mean, it's that simple. Just don't. So I know it's really hard not to, because it can be exciting and the thrill, it's even more of a thrill but if you can avoid it, if you can absolutely avoid it, definitely get permission. We're all not 14, 15-year-olds anymore sneaking on properties. Okay, we can go to jail now. All right. It's not like we can't go to jail now for trespassing. So keep that in mind. They're not just going to take you home to mommy and daddy. you will go to jail. But, it's what it is. Everybody's different. Everybody, when it comes to haunted locations, everybody likes different things. They prefer to go in places that are off limits because then they can have that thrill of not only being in a haunted location, but also the danger of getting caught. And, that gives them the drive that makes them want to do this. And that's fine. I'm not that person. I like to know I'm allowed to be there. I do. That's just how I am. And I've gone to a couple other outdoors places. I had McDonald's today. Ugh, guys, I actually hate McDonald's, but my kids like it. So, and yet still like most Americans, I go there every once in a while. It's crazy. It's like, I think they put crack in their food or something. So anyways, yeah, I'm not that person. So I'd rather know that I'm allowed to be there. And I know I've gone to outdoor locations. The battlefield that I went to with some of the people from Shadow Seekers, that one night way back, like October when we had Para Unity. I didn't know, when we got there, I was actually a little nervous because I'm like, are we even allowed to be here at night time? Because if you go to a state park or certain places outside, there's rules. You can't be there at night specifically. Or the gates close at a certain time or whatever. This place was just out in the middle of nowhere, but I don't know a lot about it. If any of those team members were on here, they could tell you about it, but I don't know if they are. So it's kind of like, are we supposed to be here? Are we not? So it's a little nerve-wracking. It wasn't that bad though. It wasn't like a cemetery. Almost feel like I would have gotten more trouble at a cemetery than this place, but it was a really cool place. So I can't complain. What's this, Jeremy? Outdoor locations are always risky because you never know what weather is going to bring. True. And from my experience, I think certain weather does help the paranormal activity. And I know that's a pretty common belief in the field. When I went to Waverly Hills, I went in 2017. It was the only time I've ever been there. And it stormed that night. But, I hear Waverly Hills is pretty active anyways. But it was pretty, active that night too. I mean, it was really interesting. We got to go on all 5 floors and then of course down the chute, and all that, but it was really intense. So, and I feel like the weather kind of had a part in it. I mean, you can't really do EVPs as much or, other things that are sound or really light. Even photos could come off wrong because you could take a photo, I always do the 3 photos, right? So you take 3 photos and then you have flashes of light in it and it causes a reflection. So there's really a lot of problems with investigating during a storm. Rain makes noise. I mean, it's loud, thunder, all that stuff. So is it nice, kind of helps amplify things? Sure. But I don't know that it's wise to try and catch evidence in a storm. Maybe just for the thrill, for the fun, it might be worth it. So definitely, yeah, the weather is kind of important, especially if you are outside though. If you are outside, weather is a big deal. The cold, don't you can investigate when it's cold, but you're not going to be as comfortable. Unless you love the cold, unless you're just, think about yourself. This is just me personally. This is my opinion. I don't like investigating being cold. I just don't. So that's why usually about April is about when I start booking stuff. So you'll see me booking stuff between now and probably October a lot. And then the holidays come around and then we have the dreaded winter. And so that's why it's kind of like a cycle, on investigations. You'll see all these investigations a certain time of year. It's usually summer and warm weather time. Corey, I was just talking about you guys. I was talking about Shadow Seekers, actually. So Monroe House is really interesting when a tornado went over. Really? Yeah, I do. Monroe House is really close to me. I don't live far from it at all. And we get tornadoes. I've not had a tornado during an investigation. So that would be interesting to have to do, like, because that's like a huge energy shift. I mean, that's big. Like, everybody could feel that energy shift. That'd be cool. Did it just, like, Corey, let me ask you, did it get worse or did it get better? Like, okay, did, like, the paranormal get, like, amplified with the tornado? Like, during the tornado or after or before? Like, what are the details of that? I'm curious. Other than freaking out because there's a tornado. I would be curious to know. I'm glad I've never come across that. I've been at investigations during thunderstorms, not really during snowstorms. Like I said, I usually avoid, and I won't book anything major outside of winter or within winter months unless it's close by. Yes. Oh, before and during it got amplified. Okay, that makes sense. For it to get wild and then just, I mean, after it quiet, and Corey, the interesting thing is about that, I wonder, because us humans, our energy, can reflect within the location. So here's what I'm thinking. Just bear with me. You have a storm coming. Some people are going to be anxious. Some people are going to be excited. Some people are going to be all sorts of emotions, right? It's going on. You have all sorts of emotions. The tornado leaves. It gets quiet. The emotions die down within the investigators. We get calmer. We get more collected. We feel better. Nobody's anxious now. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are things that I kind of like to think about when I'm investigating. Is it's not just the energy in the place, it's everybody in the building's energy. What do they have going on, and is it going to impact at all what the paranormal is doing? And yep, Corey, I would be nervous. I would have been very nervous. Good thing Monroe House has a basement. Because I would have been nervous too. But yeah, and I don't think we think about that. I think a lot of times when we go into these locations, we're going into the location and we're standing there in the location and we're looking for the paranormal. We're looking for it. We're trying to sense it. We're trying to feel it. We're trying to smell it. We're trying to whatever. But we're not thinking about ourselves and what we're projecting out. So people think about that. And not just yourself, what you're projecting, but think about what you have. Bob over here who won't shut up or whatever, you guys. Okay. And then you have Tommy over here who is a little scared, but he won't admit it. Yeah. So think about what they may be projecting out there too. So you're at Randolph during a major storm. Oh, did you get did you have luck getting the EVPs and hearing them? Because I would be worried that there would be interference with EVPs during a storm. Yeah, interference also with the pictures if there's a lot of lightning and stuff too. Like I think about this stuff and I would just be worried that they would. But you should be able to tell, especially with photos, you should be able to tell if there's lightning in the photo or not. But it is true. I mean, it seems to be true that things escalate when it's like, a thunderstorm. So I don't know if you guys noticed, it's daylight out. We don't have to use my lights in here tonight. It's kind of nice. Like, I miss this. We have daylight savings time now. So when I was growing up, we never had daylight savings time. And then back in, 2006, they decided to do daylight savings time. Pissed me off. Guys, I don't want to do daylight savings time. It's so nice that it is daytime still. But it stays daytime way too late at night during the summer. It's like daytime till like 10 or something like that, like 10, 11 o'clock almost. I'm like, I hate it. I want my daylight in the morning because I'm not a morning person. But, they shift it this time of year. So we have daylight savings time. So that's why, a couple weeks ago it was dark during my show. And now it's really like it's daylight out there. That's why, because we have daylight savings time. Yeah, when it's 9 p.m. and you're trying to go to sleep. I know. Oh, and guys, okay, I'm just going to apologize right now. I keep rubbing my back right here. So I got some really crappy news. So, back in October, I had back problems. And I went to the to an orthopedic, and they said, do physical therapy. Well, I postponed doing physical therapy until a few weeks ago when my back was getting worse and worse and worse. So I started physical therapy, which I had tonight. That's why I kind of have just a t-shirt on and stuff. I had physical therapy tonight, and sitting here too long is starting to get to me. So I just got so I'm doing physical therapy. I'm going to do it for 3 more weeks, and they might have to do MRI. I just found all this stuff out today. I didn't find out today, but I've been just I'll just share it with everybody. So you know why the heck I keep rubbing my back. Because it's driving me nuts right now. So yeah, I'm going to do physical therapy. Then they're going to do an MRI. But they are pretty sure I have DDD, which is degenerative disc disease, which isn't curable. And I will tell you that being a person who's never faced something that isn't curable, I'm a little annoyed right now. Is annoyed the right word? I'm annoyed that it's possible that I have something going on that I can't fix. I'm one of those fix people. I gotta fix everything. So I'm a little annoyed about it. But if you do see me keep rubbing my back, just know it's because I'm getting old and my back decides it wants to be 80 years old instead of my age. So we won't talk about. Yeah, Jeremy, that's what I'm finding out. There's nothing you can do about it. If you don't know what it is, basically there's deterioration in the disc in your back. That's what it is. And some of it's natural aging, but some people it progresses a lot faster. And that's what they're worried's happening with my back. So yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. You can just exercise and hope for the freaking best, I guess. I don't know. So let's jump back here to Monroe House. Speaking of daylight, Monroe House seems more active during the daytime. Corey, that's interesting you say that. Now, I didn't have a super interesting day, but I did go to the Monroe House last weekend on Saturday during the day. Though there was a lot of people there, so it was kind of hard to do anything anyways. But yeah, so yeah, definitely agree. Some locations are better during the day. I mean, they really are. I haven't done a lot of daytime investigations, but I investigated Middle Point School with Heart City Paranormal a couple years ago. And I was 2020. Yeah, it was 2020 because I was debating if I should wear a mask. And so yeah, what was I saying? Crap. Okay, got it. I know what I'm saying. So yeah, anyways, daytime. So Middle Point School is actually really good and really interesting. It's worth it. Middle Point's pretty good, I think. Yeah. So Jeremy, I don't know what you can do for this because this is all new to me. With my back, it's all new. It's just not getting better. So I don't know exactly what to expect. I don't know if you can replace the disc. I know that surgery can happen, but I don't know what they do with surgery. When I talked to them today, they mentioned getting shots. I don't know if I want to get shots, guys. I hate shots. Absolutely. I don't want to do it. So I'll know more. Like I said, I'm going to do physical therapy for the next 3 weeks, and then I'm going to see my doctor, and then I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. We'll probably do an MRI, and they'll probably tell me like we'll probably do something. I don't know. I don't know. If there's no cure for it, I don't know what else to expect. So that sucks. But it is what it is. And like I said, guys, my back is freaking killing me right now. I need to get like a back brace or something. Like this chair is not the greatest. I could be back a little bit, but yeah. So, but anyways, so we talked about residentials. We talked about free locations. So the next thing I want to talk about is market location. I don't even know what term to give them. Locations you can book, venues, paranormal venues. That seems like a good term for it. Jeremy, I have like no flexibility in my back, like anymore. Like it's stiff as a board. Like it's bad. It's bad. I got cupped. Oh, that's one thing, guys. I got, paid locations, Jeremy said. I got cupped, the little cups that suck your skin. I got cupped 2 days ago. Oh my God, do not recommend. That burns so bad. So let's get back to paid locations or paranormal venues. That's what I like to call them. I like to call them paranormal venues. But you call them paid locations. So let's talk about paid locations, guys. This is my favorite topic because I get in so much trouble expressing my opinion on paid locations. Hands down, it's a great investment opportunity. I am a businesswoman, and therefore I think that way too. But on a paranormal investigator standpoint, it can be good and it can be bad. First off, not only is our equipment expensive, but investigating is expensive. Just to go to a location, just to have that experience, and you almost always have to take people with you because the majority of us in the field, we're not on TV, right? We're not on TV. We're not making money. We're not getting into places for free. Okay, we gotta work every day, or Monday through Friday, Saturday through Sunday, whatever your hours are. We all work, right? We all got jobs. And we got to spend our hard-ass money just for a one-night investigation. And we do it anyways. Could you imagine paying, I don't know, $500 for a hotel room? Nope, not unless it's haunted, right? That's how we think. It's very interesting. So paid locations to me are kind of interesting. From a business mind, those of you that own haunted locations that may chime in here because you knew I was going to talk about this. You made a very bold business move. It's a good one. It's a very good one. So I will say that to you because we love our haunted locations as paranormal investigators. We do. So I'm just going to leave that on the table for y'all. Hi, Angela. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Last I checked, Stanley Hotel charged $400 a night just for a room. Yeah. I'm not surprised by that, but can you investigate the Stanley Hotel if you are there for the night at $400? Because I could see it being, no, you can't. You can just stay in your room and then just secretly investigate your room or something like that, But I'm talking about like in general, it's good money, guys. They have ghost tours that you have to pay extra for. Yeah, I figured. You're with me on this, Corey, about haunted jail, Indian landmarks makes it impossible unless you got money. Yeah. Okay, Corey. Next time you think about an investment, let's chat. Because it's true. It is true, guys. It is true. If you put it in perspective, the room is just $400. Forget that. You put in perspective. I'm going to put it all, I'm going to lay it all out there for everybody that just won't say it. If you own a location, don't tell me you ain't got no money. Just don't. Like, you may not. The property taxes may be higher. If you run it as a business, it's going to be more expensive. But not everybody reports their haunted locations as a business. So there's that. Everybody wants a haunted location nowadays, and I don't blame you all. Now you got to keep in mind though, we all have haunted locate. Like, this is one thing I've actually thought about, because a couple friends of mine, well, I guess they used to be my friends. I guess they don't like me anymore, whatever. Bought a haunted location not that long ago, and now they have to spend all their weekends that they were investigating at this haunted location. And that sucks. Like, I agree. I would love to own a haunted location. But if I don't have a caretaker or somebody else who works for me, I'm stuck there every weekend. I mean, for like $700 a night, I mean, yeah, you could probably convince me to be there every weekend, but then I'm not going to get to investigate. I'm not going to get to travel. I'm not going to get to do what I love, would be my worry. But that's why you have to have a team. That's why you have to have like a group of people to get the location and investigate. Yeah, that's one of the downfalls to owning it, you know, for sure. The other downfall that you have to consider if you own a haunted location is criticism, and you have to be able to accept it. Okay. Because I find in this field, when it comes to criticizing haunted locations, most people are secretive about it. You don't know somebody doesn't believe in a haunted location unless you're having a one-on-one conversation with them. Nobody's going to post that a place is not haunted. I rarely ever see that. Unless they're actually mad at like the venue owner or something like that. That's the only time you're going to see that, pretty much. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, it's totally rocks and it was interesting and fascinating. But that's just because that's the platform, and people want to sell the place. It's fine. It's what it is. But that's one of the downfalls, is you're going to have criticism, and you need to be able to accept that. Listen, there's going to be nights that your location is going to be awesome. And this is for the investigators too. If you go on an investigation, know that you're not always going to get something. There's going to be nights where it's going to be quiet. You're not going to pick up any EVPs, any good footage, any of that. And there's going to be nights where it's just going to blow you away. And that goes to the owners too. They need to realize that. So you are going to get criticism because you're going to get people who are not a part of the field. They just go for a one-night investigation. Go for the one-night investigation. And it totally blows. There's nothing scary happens. Nothing exciting happens. And they go tell everybody like it sucked. And you can't take it personally. You can't. It's not something you're doing as an owner, because you just own the location. The only time it'd be a problem is if you're rigging a location, okay? If you're the one causing the paranormal, then yeah, I guess you would take it personally. But if you just own it, yes, you are there 10 times more often than everybody else, and you have experiences. But maybe this one person did not have an experience one night, and they said that it sucks. It's a terrible location, blah, blah, blah. Well, like I said, it's their opinion. Let them have it. That's another, I talk about that a lot with criticism and stuff like that. There are a lot of, it's becoming a very common thing for location owners to own multiple locations. It really is starting to feel like I work in kind of the real estate field. It's really starting to feel like that. You know, you have a landlord who's owning one complex. Now they own like 20 complexes. It's because real estate makes good money. Hi, Donna. Welcome. So you're seeing that more and more. Yeah, so it does. I mean, you can go on one page and find like 7 locations, which is fine. It's fine. It's a business. It's what they want to do. It's what they're providing to you, because if they didn't provide it to you, we just get to break into these locations, or we just not get to investigate these locations. So I appreciate people that have locations that offer it to the community, but I do think that there's a couple things that need to change. So reminds me of the time where a location that nothing was happening, no joking, we put in a horror movie at the place and acted like it was just part of regular life and ignore the spirits. They didn't like that. They was like, hey, we are here, humans. Oh, really? Well, if nothing's happening, So that's cool. Yeah. So sometimes just not looking for it, you'll have experience. So just keep that in mind. It's totally, that does happen. But yeah. So, I mean, what did we talk about? So we talked about whether or not you're going to have taking criticism, expecting criticism. Talked about how big. There's so many things I can talk about when it comes to paid locations. Obviously, one of them is cost. Hold on, I'm fixing my brightness on my computer. I'm fixing it. There we go. Cost. It's very, very expensive to go investigating, which means you probably have to go investigate with friends or a team. That's probably why there's so many teams, because it's easier to get a group of people. Well, sometimes it's not that easy to get a group of people, but if you can get a group of people, to go, but make sure you get, same thing with residentials, like make sure you take the right people. And I know a lot of the times we just ask people to come along so that they can help cover the cost, but is it worth paying like $20 less or to have a good experience? You know what I mean? Like which is better, Oh, speaking of haunted locations, someone just sat on the bed with Jazzy's my dog. So Will is like the next door over with Justin is my dog, my old man dog, my big fat brown one. So you got a visitor over there, Will, or something? Yep. Yeah, I know you will, Nicole. So, but yeah, cost. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Cost. So seasoned investigators know what a good price is. I don't care. You guys can argue with me all dang day about price, but a seasoned investigator knows what a good price is when it comes to an investigation. We do. A newbie or somebody who maybe they came from like a more expensive area like California or something, let's just say. And their locations are in general more expensive, right? I don't know if they are. I've never been out there, never investigated out there. But a seasoned investigator knows what a good price is. So if you do like own locations or whatever, you need to really do research and see what other locations are charging. I mean, let's say for example, I don't want to like call people out because everybody knows my opinion about just about every location. I'll tell you, but I'm going to tell you on the stream. Waverly Hills is $1,000, right? It sounds like a lot of money, right? I don't know if it's still 1,000. I think it was back when I went, whatever. It is massive. It is a huge location. It is 5 stories plus the chute. It's huge. I think $1,000 is worth it. Is worth a place like I know right now nobody wants to go to Waverly for reasons, but I'm just using it as an example. So just bear with me. Okay. I'm using it as an example. $1,000. Now take that price and that size of location and compare it to other locations, their size, their popularity, whether or not they're haunted or not, or if there's enough proof of hauntings, and compare that price. I think that's a good price to look at. I really do. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Yeah, they do need to be sensible when it comes to saying price. I think you need to do your research. You don't just say, I'm gonna charge this much, that much. You don't just do that. You need to do your research because It's like when you first open a location, just about anybody and everybody's going to pay whatever you're charging because we all want to be one of the first ones in there, right? That's normal behavior. I mean, but as time goes on, people aren't going to pay that price because either they didn't have a good enough experience, it's not worth going back to. It's too small of a location. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? So you have to keep that in mind that yes, when you first open a location, maybe you're going to make a ton of money every weekend, but it's going to go cold. And the only people you're going to get coming back are going to be seasoned investigators that think it's at the right price. I mean, period. That's just how it works. Mysterious Monroe House, one of the best priced locations out there. Mysterious Monroe House is wonderful. It's a small house. It's not super expensive to go there, and it's very haunted. It is, in my opinion, one of the best priced places out there that they haven't figured out. They're not charging an arm and a leg for you to have that thrill. They have it reasonably priced so that the seasoned investigator, guess what? There's people. I live like 30 minutes from Monroe House, right? You don't just go to Monroe House one time a year. Okay. You're worried about getting bookings, drop your price. Because a seasoned investigator, we're going to book it like 3 or 4 times a year. We're not going to book it once because we can only afford 1 or 2 big locations. I mean, when we say big locations, guys, what we're meaning as seasoned investigators, we're not meaning big locations. We're meaning expensive locations. We can only afford 1 or 2 expensive locations a year, right? Most of us. That's most of us. That's something to keep in mind. Like, you have the height, but then it's all gonna dwindle down eventually, and you're not gonna get your seasoned investigators coming in. And you want seasoned investigators to come to your locations. Period. We love to talk to the owners. We love to share our evidence. All that stuff. Like you want seasoned investigators. You want teams to want to come to your location. Period. So, just saying. I should have ran a seminar for venue owners, I think, tonight instead of talking about haunted locations. Let me look here, see what you guys are talking about. Owners need, okay. You took someone with you. Next thing you heard during the EVP session was them crunching Pringles. I'm sorry. Yeah, guys, seriously. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Were they not a seasoned... Were they not a seasoned, like a seasoned investigator, Corey? It's advertised at 1K for 8 hours. Now I'm hearing 6 hours, but haven't been able to confirm that. Where at? Where are you talking about, Jeremy? You're talking about Monroe House? It's not. Really? I think somebody's trying to sell tickets. I don't know. Place is amazing. I'm so grateful our team got invited to go. I would love to investigate Waverly. Yeah, Travis, I recommend Waverly, but a lot of people say not go right now. So that's up to you. I'm staying out of that. Monroe House was quiet when I went. More active during the day. Yeah, that's true. It can be more active during the day. You had a seasoned investigator that knew better, Corey? I'm sorry. Maybe they were hungry, okay? Let them eat. Tell them go outside and eat. Waverly. Yeah, it's at like 1K. Yeah, that's what it is for Waverly. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that one's for you, Corey. Range of break times. Oh my God, guys, I need to stand up so bad. Like, oh, I'm like, I don't know. I might have to get like a stand up deck or something. This back situation is freaking BS. Is this what it's like getting old, guys? I don't want to get old. I don't like this lighting. Now that it's getting dark outside, that's really bright. just the camera light, it doesn't look right to me. So, God, what else have we talked about? We talked about pricing. Oh, let's talk about the best locations. So I've already told you one of the best ones, I think. Oh, so let's just talk about a few of them. So there's a lot of seasoned investigators watching this stream, which I think is awesome. And so I want you guys, if you can, put in the comments comparing activity, price, and activity, price, and I don't know, hospitality. Where are some of the best locations you've gone to? I want the seasoned investigators to put that in the comments because I want to share those, because hospitality is really important too. You have to think about that. Another thing that I love about Monroe House, and I'm not trying to like promote the Monroe House tonight, but I was just there, you know. So they have a fridge full of stuff like drinks and snacks. Love it. They have a working bathroom. Love it. Love it. They have heat. Oh my God. I love it. So hospitality is huge. Like, what do you offer? Do you just offer a dingy old haunted location that's not clean? That's not, yeah, sometimes people are like, that's adds to the scare factor. But me personally, I don't want to freaking trip over your crap because you don't want to clean it up and you want it to look scary. Okay. Let me have a place to walk. All right. That's all I'm asking. Blind Tiger, Corey, can you please get a hold of the Blind Tiger people and see if they're still open for anything? Because I have never been able to investigate there. That's the one place in Hartford City I have not gone. I don't even know if it's still open, but I've heard so many good things about it, and I'd love, love, love to go. I don't even know who owns it. And of course, has Monroe House. Yeah, Monroe House is pretty good. I have to turn my fan on, guys. I'm freaking hot. Oh, they're not at this time? Bummer. I wonder why. Like, they don't really have to tell me why, but, I mean, I do wonder why. Like, is it just not selling? Are they just not, you know, you guys have to really promote your venues, too. Like, unless your venue has been on TV, you have to really promote it. Because there's a lot of locations I've not been to that I know are in the area. I know they are. I've just never been to them. So that's a really bummer. I think I messaged them a couple years ago, and I think they said that they were renovating, but that must all stop. I mean, sometimes they just don't have the funding, guys. And there's not, it is what it is. You know, every location's different. Some of them are doing well and some of them are not. Oh, because the remodeling. So if they can stay booked, then maybe, I don't know, maybe whoever's remodeling is taking too long, or maybe it's too costly. Travis? I think I remember you, Travis. Hold on, I'm looking you up right now. I'm looking you up, Travis, as we speak. Because if you know me, I want to be like, yeah, I remember you. I meet so many people, Travis. I apologize. Oh yeah, I remember you. I won't show your Facebook, but I'm totally stalking you on Facebook right now. So we investigated the Bell Mansion a couple of hours after I left. Okay, I'm not surprised about that, to be honest, Travis, because the night I think you were there, was that December 18th? Yep, that was December 18th. Okay, that was December 18th. We did figure out the weird glow situation, though. There's holes in the ceiling. And anytime you turn on the bathroom light, it glows to the basement. So we did figure out where that glow was coming from. Felt so stupid that we didn't figure it out. We didn't figure it out until New Year's Eve. So we did figure that out. So debunked. But I do remember you. So the Bell Mansion, I've only been there twice. And it's too pricey. I'll just say it. It's too pricey. If you compare it, if you use my little formula of Waverly Hills at $1,000, guys, it's too pricey for me. But that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, it was kind of active, but then it wasn't active. It was different. So I'm glad it really picked up after I left. I'm not surprised. I've had that happen when I would leave a place and then it'd pick up. Maybe I'm one of those people who just kill the vibe or something. I don't know. What does Will have to say here? Indiana State Sanatorium is reasonably priced for the size and the land and how big the buildings are. I know smaller places that are house size charging more than ISS, and they are tiny but less than Waverly. How much is ISS? Will, just put it in the chat. Okay, Corey, yeah, send me that photo. Corey, I'm really glad you had a good time at Bell. Did you guys book it privately or did you go to a public? Oh, yeah, Travis, I've been to both of those. We were only at the Speakeasy for a short period of time, so I didn't really have anything happen. But the Blackford County Jail I've investigated a couple times, for sure. So it's like $750 for Indiana State Sanatorium, and it's a huge place. So yeah, that sounds like a good deal. Yeah, Jeremy, me too. So Corey, hook us up. Get things into the Blind Tiger. We'd appreciate it. $650 without the rooms. Oh, guys, there's another big thing, and I know I'm out of time. So Jeremy, is it okay if my show runs over? Let me know in the comments. Because one other thing I wanted to mention is booking a location is not always easy. So you go on Facebook. Say that you go to Google or you go to Facebook, right? Let's start with Google. You go to Google and you type haunted locations. You're going to get a slew of things. It's probably easier to go to Facebook and look for haunted locations, to be honest. But you go to Facebook, as long as okay, thanks, Jeremy. Say that you go to Facebook and you look for haunted locations, right? It is so hard to book some of these locations. So hard. So I am a tech savvy person. In a perfect world, in my mind, all I would have to do is get online and book a location. I wouldn't have to talk with anybody. No offense, guys. But I wouldn't have to text you. I wouldn't have to call you. I wouldn't have to email you. Like, I have a team. I want to book a location. I want to see what your availabilities are and the price. That's it. Let's do this, right? Like, 3 o'clock in the morning, I can just book a location. Like, no problem at all. And I've had this conversation with many people. That's another thing to consider. If you're a new investigator and you're trying to figure out where can I investigate, what's available out there, you're going to have a hard time finding what you need. There is no one-stop shop. Okay, period. You got to go on Facebook. One of the best things to do is contact a team. I think personally, a team can tell you what's in the area because a team investigates what's in the area. So that's a good good resource to use is your teams, your local teams, finding a local team. And sometimes that can be hard too, to find a local team. But if you want to just know exactly what's out there, you're going to have to research, period. Unless you watch TV, okay, let's say this, because I do not watch haunted shows, paranormal shows. I do not watch them. I do not care for them. I frankly just don't. I just don't. It's not, I'd rather spend my days watching murder shows. Okay, that's my vibe. That's my thing. All right. And so yeah, I don't watch paranormal shows. I just don't. I got into the Dead Files for a little bit because Amy Allen does exactly what I love to do. Same thing. I do the same thing. I provide the same service, but I do it for free without a camera. So that's the difference. But I don't watch them. And so if you watch paranormal shows, though, you'll know what locations are out there in your area. But keep in mind, they may also be priced higher because they'll put it in there. Since it was on TV, they're going to add a price. They're going to up the price. Not always. Like I said, Back to Monroe House has been on TV several times and it's still affordable. So I appreciate that. But that's just me. I'm comparing apples to oranges kind of here. So you witnessed me do my thing. Do I know what I'm doing, Corey? Be honest. Yeah, time is really true. I used to actually, the main reason I didn't want to watch them was because in my mind, I was going to get the opportunity to go to all these locations, right? So in my mind, that's what I was going to get. And so I am somebody I'm not a cheater when it comes to doing readings, period. Okay. I will argue with you. I do not cheat. And so if I don't watch a show, I don't know the history, then I can go to these locations and go in blind, right? So yeah, I mean, that's one reason I never watched them in the first place. Now I just don't watch them because it's just not my thing. Yeah, thank you, Corey. I really do try. I tell you, I have bad days too, though. I will tell you, I do have bad days, guys, where I just can't pick up shit. Like, my mind is so fried, I can't do it, you know? Okay. You were invited by another group. They had 15 people there, and it actually worked out. Everyone was respectful for each other. Nice. Plus I got the second floor for about you're talking about the bell. So, okay, 15 people is a lot for that location. But that's really good if they were really respectful. Like, did you have any issues with sound or anything? I'm sorry, I'm just rubbing my back so bad right. Can somebody come give me a massage? Like, they massage you at physical therapy. Like, she does some massage, but it hurts. It hurts when they massage your back. It's like not a nice massage. Oh God, it burns so bad. Oh, I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. I just know it. Travis. Oh, I'm hosting an event at Rhodes in like a couple weeks. I wish you could have come along. You totally should have come along, but I can't sell any extra tickets because then we'll have too many people at the event. And I don't want to have too big of groups because then the experience is going to suck. You had noise issues? Someone mentioned Rhodes. Yeah, Rhodes Hotel. Okay, so I just booked the Rhodes Hotel, right, for an event. Rhodes Hotel is actually a very good price, I think. I think it's a very good price. And I think it's a very good location, too. So I recommend the Rhodes, very much so, if you don't have a lot of money. Yeah, Travis, it sold out so fast. I was first off, oh my God, guys. Thank you so much for freaking booking Rhodes Hotel. If you got in on that, I was like blown away that it sold out that fast. That's amazing. And it's a very awesome location. So thank you. I am not profiting off of that location at all, just so you guys know. I literally, the price is so low and the amount of tickets available are so low. I'm paying more than everybody going, okay? I did not host an event to profit. And some people do, but that's not me. I just want to go freaking investigate. And if I can investigate with people that are my friends that I'm close to, or people that watch the show, I'm all about that. Like, let's go. Let's do this, you know? Travis, just so you do know, if you go to Eventbrite, there are tickets available to go to the 101 Para Cafe. That's going to be, Jeremy, I just said the 101 Para Cafe. That's going to be in Winchester, Indiana, the same town that you have, like Randolph County jail or asylum, whatever. Same town, okay? It is the basement, the first floor, the second floor, and the fourth floor. So there's 4 floors. It's pretty big. So I think a lot, like, you know, we can have maybe a little bit bigger of a group than we will at the Rhodes Hotel. But it's pretty good. Yes, Jeremy, that's May 21st. So I do have tickets left for that event. I don't know if I'm going to do any more events this year. I'm debating. I didn't want to become that person who does events, but I really wanted to get the opportunity to investigate more often with people who watch the show and with friends and other paranormal investigators. That I get a lot of invites, and I greatly appreciate the teams that invite me on their investigations. I thank you. You guys have helped. Like, I am not the richest person in the world. Okay, guys, I'm just like you. I'm like everybody else here, right? Just working the 9 to 5, making it happen. And if it wasn't for all the friends and the teams that have invited me on investigations, I would have never got to experience everything I've got to experience so far. So basically, this is my way of giving back to you guys that are on teams that invited me. I want to help. I want to help pay so that you can come with me this time instead of me go with you. Or people who watch the show who want to see what I do, who want to see, what I do, or they want to see like how I investigate, or they want to, just get the experience. This is my way of doing it. I used to share my gift by going to Paracons and doing readings for people. I find that to be exhausting, so I don't do that anymore. I'll still do readings. I just don't go to Paracons and do it. So, yes, if you are interested, May 21st, Paracafe 101 Paracafe. Sorry, I said it backwards. Rowana is a great person who is going to provide us with snacks and coffee and all that fun stuff. And I think it's like 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. because I know it's late. A lot of these events usually happen earlier in the day, but I want people to be able to be there when it's at the heightened of the scary factor, So just keep that in mind if you want to go. Rhodes is great. I had so much great experiences there, and I believe nothing is dark there. I don't know. I agree with you. Rhodes is great. I've only been there twice, and one time I had a bad experience. So I really want to go back because I want to see if I still have that bad experience. Thank you, Jeremy, if you do. I appreciate it. Hello, Jimmy. Or Ripky Jimmy. I know it's Jimmy. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. I gotta get a drink. I'm talking too much. Good Lord. Dina, welcome. So Dina and Corey, when you guys go to Rhodes, your friend here, I'd like to go. It's so, I had the biggest laugh because we go investigate with people and stuff like that. I have this friend named Brad, and some of you know him. He was on the show, and he makes me laugh because he said we were talking about how we go investigate with other teams, and he says, yeah, he's a paranormal whore. And I just laughed because you'll investigate with anybody. I thought it was funny. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. You don't sleep with everybody. You just investigate with everybody. And it's true. I will probably investigate with just about anybody. Just about anybody. There's a few people I'll pass on. Oh, goodness. So what do you guys want to talk about next week? I don't have a guest for next week either. I have slacked so bad, guys. I greatly apologize. I took a week off. I took that week off, and I got so busy with my new job, and it's crazy. Yeah, Corey. DM me. I love investigating, guys. It's years ago, like 5 years ago, I never thought this would be something I'd get into like this. But I love it. I love every inch of investigating. It's like crazy. Oh, Ohio, Williamsburg Jail in Oglaze Village. Oh my God, guys. I'm just trying to move my bag. I'm gonna go stiff, and then somebody's gonna have to come get me out of the chair. I don't know either of those locations, I don't think. I don't think I know either of those locations. So I'll have to look into that. I love when people share locations because then I can look into it. So. All right, so we're about 20 minutes over my time. Ooh, they're going to kick me off the network, guys. So I'm going to let everybody go. Plus, I need to stand up so bad. My back is adios. See you later, Corey. I'm so sorry, Jeremy. I should know that. I should freaking know that. Oh, Lord, I'm sorry. The Paranormal Giving Tree. Oh, my gosh. Sorry. So Friday nights are probably the worst nights for me to do a show because I get so brain dead by the end of the week. It's I'll recharge and I'll sleep in tomorrow and then I'll feel better. Hey, you have a great evening too, Dina. Thank you for stopping in. That's the event for veterans we're doing. Yes. So Paranormal Giving Tree, is there a link or something you can share for that, Jeremy? That's something that Things is heading off or helping with. I don't think we're heading it off, but are we? So yeah. It's a really cool event. So if he has a link, I'll share it. What we're doing with that. That's okay. If he doesn't have it, that's fine. So I'm going to let everybody go because I'm getting to that point where I just want to go crash and sleep and just relax. Guys, I got to do something about this bag. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And, yeah, so this Jeremy's Things is pretty much running that. If you don't know what Things mean, it means the Hoosier, Indiana, New Ghost Hunting Society. No, I said that wrong. Ghost Society, sorry. They made fun of me because I couldn't remember what it was for the longest time. But it's a great team, and here's the link below. So go to that link, check out the Paranormal Giving Tree and what we're going to be doing with that event. As that comes closer, Jeremy, I might steal some stuff off there and start promoting it on the show if you don't mind. just because it is a really good event we're doing. Yes, the Hoosier Investigating New Ghost Society things. So, all right, everybody, I've got to get off here. I do appreciate everybody that stopped in. Thank you so much for your opinions. Thank you so much for listening to my opinions. And even if you don't like them, I don't care. But if you love them, I don't care. No, I do. It's fine. Either way, it's fine, guys. I love everyone, each and every one of you that drop in here. It's amazing. So thank you so much, everybody. You have a good night. Bye.